How many houses are they going
Who would
to?
leave
How
only
many
carrots
carrots
to
do they
roast?
need? It's weird listening to you.
Yes.
I've been brought in to discipline the podcast. Can you imagine? Welcome everyone. This is the final team talk. Yeah. This is episode 742. I hope you guys have been enjoying the journey so far this year. With our special guest, of course, James.
Thank you, Alex.
You look good in your hat.
Welcome.
I would say I would be wearing a hat if it weren't that it doesn't fit my head. So
It does fit.
It does fit.
Will it?
it does fit.
Try
but
again. Try on
I
camera.
think it will decrease blood flow. And
It
I won't be
does.
able to think.
This may improve team talk, as it turns out.
True.
Yeah,
I'll try, but it really doesn't work.
there's peer pressure in action.
This is clearly a Christmas special. If you haven't realised by the hats already, I don't even know why we had to mention that. And also, everyone, make sure to like and subscribe because we like that.
Yes.
We're 5 minutes in. There's only 2 lines on your first card, and there's about 10 on all the other ones.
Yes, that's normally how it works.
Okay, good. Let's keep going.
No, Alex is a master of this. He loves the
I know.
cards. He loves them. But he also skips a few.
I skip a few.
He reads some.
I track the time. I know when. Doing it so much this year, I know how it works. Okay, here we go. Obviously, we've made it through the year. Today is my last day at the factory. I think it's yours as well, Franco.
Yes.
Maybe not.
No, not you.
No.
But how are we all feeling? Come the end of the year.
Good. It was. There were some long last couple of months. You didn't like the hat. but
No, it is restricting my head. Yeah.
Yeah. I went through some, very nice experiences, and
Yes.
and I lived a dream
Yes.
for a couple of races, and I really enjoyed that. And to be part of a Formula One team, it has been my dream since I was very young.
Yeah.
And to get this opportunity was something very special. So I did enjoy a lot. It's also very busy, and I think it's a good time to have a little break. So good to be back with the family, go back to Argentina, Christmas, New Year.
Yeah.
Yeah, you also need a bit of that, I think.
I do agree. Franco explained to us what an Argentinian Christmas was
I was
earlier
going to ask
today.
that question. What is it? How does it work?
This is a
It's
this is
good.
a 45-minute answer. By the way.
No, but it was a long. Our chat was about that. The content slot
Yes.
was how is Christmas in Argentina
Yes.
and in Thailand in England.
In the UK, Sunday roast,
Sunday roast.
Christmas dinner.
We don't do Sunday roast. We do
When do you open presents?
We do asado.
So
We do asado, and we like a lot the cows. And there is some vegan people, but the cows are really tasty, and I'm sorry for the cows, but in Argentina we really love them. And
I didn't know where you're going with the cows. Now I know. Okay, so it's just beef is what you consider.
No,
Yes,
but
it's
jump to
beef.
the story. In the end, what happens is you stay awake.
yeah.
eat
So
late?
the 24th is our celebration.
Yeah, so this is what I was going to ask.
24th evening.
Okay. Yeah.
So because we don't like to eat too early, we normally have dinner at 10 p.m. So you have dinner at 10 p.m. and then you wait. You wait until 12 o'clock
Yep. No, you're
to
still
wait
awake.
for your presents and Santa Claus and watch Santa Claus in the garden.
So you stay awake for Santa Claus to arrive.
Yes.
And-
And we are waiting and we are looking for him. When is he leaving the presents?
Okay.
So maybe you see a thing on the chimney, or you see him running in the garden. But it's really cool, and
And when the
I don't
kids
know. You have dinner with the family because it's all of them there. It's like 25 people or a lot of people there
Yeah.
all together, and then you wait, and the kids are looking for Santa Claus, and there is one dressed.
Yes.
No, it's real Santa Claus.
Yes.
Correct.
When did
Yes,
you?
Because some kids are watching this. It's real.
At what age were you still looking for Santa Claus?
At 17.
Until you had to come to the.
Yes.
Until you had to come to Europe.
When I came to Europe, I realized
But he's much quicker here.
that he's so
much
quick.
quicker, straight round.
Yeah, but we were speaking. He only leaves carrots to Rodolphe.
Yeah, really?
Only carrots.
That's what you give?
Yeah,
It's like
what else does he need?
The poor
I
horse.
was
Well, you
telling
need a
you-
cookie and a
Not
glass of milk.
for Father Christmas, yes, but not for
carrot.
But
the.
just one. There's quite a few
Just
of them.
one.
How many
Yes.
houses are they going
Who
to?
you would leave
How
only a
many
carrot
carrots
to
do
run?
they need?
He's running all around the world.
Just quickly, how far down that card are we?
We're not even.
Okay, good.
We're on the first question.
So then you
fantastic.
take asado, vitel toné, vitel tonato, you know, the Italian thing, or Argentinian, I don't know from where it is. I don't really like it. And then there is like a lot of sweets, really good. And yeah, I just eat a lot. So it's good then you have time to lose some weight.
Brilliant. These are actually quite serious questions this time.
Serious?
Yeah, that was the maybe still supposed to be a serious question,
But I'm sure
answered
you
not
can
very
make it
seriously.
unserious. You
This
can
year
make
has
it-
been challenging, Franco
Yes.
and James. How do we focus on constantly learning and staying focused moving into 2025? You don't answer this.
Okay.
That's a very serious question.
It is.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. We're
It's-
serious people.
Wow. I mean, for me, I'll use your words, Alex. There is so much good going on around here for 25 and 26. There's serious infrastructure coming online.
It's weird listening to you with that.
Yes, I thought the same.
Hey, go.
So, yeah, for me, I can just see some great things around
Yeah.
us. So
No, I
more
agree.
than anything else, that's how I get focused on it all.
Yes.
And I mean, it's worth reminding everyone our 25 season started Tuesday. That's when it kicked off. That's
Mm-hmm.
where already testing next year's tyres.
Yes.
So that for me, and it's been painful in 24, but I've enjoyed 24 with the two of you. I've enjoyed the moments
Yeah,
we've
me
shared
too.
together.
It's strange because we had some very big lows,
Yeah.
especially the last couple of races.
Sure.
But at least me, I think in a different team you wouldn't do it as much, or maybe you cannot even do it. But I still went into the next weekend enjoying as much as
Yeah.
when we were doing well, you know.
Yeah.
The enjoyment didn't stop, you know.
No.
Whilst sometimes it's difficult to keep the motivation and keep the energy up of the team.
I think
whilst
it's a great,
going bad. But I was quite surprised, and it's something I really appreciated.
Yeah, I think there's a great team spirit
Yeah.
at Williams,
Yeah.
and it feels like it was impressive. I was saying the moment when we were here in this position right now, but standing on a stage and we were
Yes. We saw a
talking
picture.
about
Yeah.
trying to get the car ready for
Yes.
Vegas.
Yeah.
After all the parts just arrived in the car and they were everywhere. That was a special moment, just to see
Yeah.
what. Firstly, the
That they
amount of
didn't kill
damage we
us.
had, that they didn't kill us, but also just the amount of work that was put in. I don't think there was another team that would be able to turn the car around like that. So it was really special. And even though we went through some, as you said, even though we went through some tough moments, it never seemed to knock them around as a team.
Yeah.
So yeah,
No.
very good.
So there you go.
I've skipped a lot of questions.
Yeah, I can imagine.
If you could change
Like me.
one thing about this year, what would it be and why?
Of this year.
Yes.
I think especially Vegas, Wally Vegas. That's my main
It's
one.
hard not to think of,
Yes,
of
yes.
moments like that.
I think Brazil, because it was my first time on the wet. It was big, but I see it a bit less as a disaster. Well, it was a disaster, but in my
Yeah, for sure.
in my head, you know, Vegas was a much bigger thing.
Yes. Yes.
You know, I still was going for it and
Yeah.
trying to put the car in gear and all that, but it still feels like a much bigger mistake than
No.
the one of Brazil. Brazil was big, but for
I
being my
know
first
what you
time on the
mean.
wet, and you know, in Vegas, I felt like I could have avoided it.
I find
I
it
know.
sometimes when you make it, like I have the same
You know
feeling
that
about
after
Brazil.
a while, you keep thinking about that moment.
Yeah, but also if in qualifying, for example, I always think to myself, if I did that again, what would I have done
Yeah.
differently? And if it wasn't that obvious, or it was almost
Yeah.
like, I
It's
don't
that way.
really think I would have been able to foresee
Yeah.
the crash happening.
Yeah,
if it was like,
that's the thing. That's basically.
if you go into the corner and you're saying, I know I'm taking a risk
Yeah,
if I come
yeah.
out the other side or
Yeah.
not, then you can be like, well, that was silly of me. But sometimes there are moments where you're like, no, I felt the grip was there to do that.
Yeah.
It
And then
wasn't
it's
when-
less of that feeling.
Exactly. Less regret.
For me, it's neither of those two. It is that in Baku, I knew someone had a bottle of champagne and I was polite and let you two run ahead. My mistake was, should have pulled you by the shirt and just got ahead of you.
I saw it. I saw Teo, one of my mechanics. There was a look in his eye, and
correct.
I knew there was something going on.
Theo had the bottle like
He
this,
had the bottle
and he's
behind his
small,
back.
you know, and
yeah,
he's
yeah. It was too quiet. He's allowed.
he was way too quiet.
He's a
for
loud
me.
Brazilian.
So that's
he was
that's
not.
a bigger mistake to me than
Yes.
these other bits.
So we have some fan submitted questions this time.
Well, but what were the questions that we did before? The ones that we couldn't understand.
Last time.
Very hot in the hat, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, we're getting rid of the.
Yeah, me too.
It's kind of itchy as well.
Yes.
Christmas is gone.
It's a cheap hat.
Yes. Yeah. The budget. I mean, there's a cost cap nowadays, so we've got to be smart.
I think this is outside the cost cap.
This is outside.
No.
So there's no
Team
excuse.
Dork is outside of the cost cap. Oh.
I wish
wish
Team
it would be
Dork was inside. Anyway, we're going to do fan questions. This time we're shaking it up. We're going to do it on a video. So no more trying to spell people's usernames.
Hi Alex, hola Fran, sending love from Singapore. We can't end the season without some reminiscing, so my question to you is what is your favorite thing that you've learned from one another throughout the season, whether it's racing related or not?
Favorite thing I've learnt from both of you?
No, from a driver.
From a driver. Franco
what have you
to me?
learned from Franco?
Okay.
I learned. He cannot learn anything. What did you
No,
learn?
I mean, I think more than anything, it was more just your approach. I was impressed. I don't think my approach to F1 was nowhere near the same as yours. I think I became more relaxed and more confident in time, but I didn't start like that. And I think you hit it very well, or you just came into it quite comfortable, which I don't think I've seen other drivers do. So that was really impressive. And then the other thing I learned was just how big the Argentinian fan base is. I don't think I could have ever foreseen the
I think no one.
the Colapinto.
I think everyone learned that.
Yeah.
No one knew.
But did you know that,
No.
or could you predict that?
I knew they are crazy. But, no, sorry. Yes. No, I knew they are really crazy, but
Yes.
quite a lot.
Yeah,
like
but more than I
not that
ever
much.
expected.
Yeah.
So in turn, what have you learned from Alex?
I learned so many things. I think driving wise, of course, I learned a lot because luckily I had his data.
Yeah. Also.
So that was very, very useful. I think the way he interacts and he approaches a debrief, the way he speaks with engineers, it's suddenly a lot of people you have to work with. From working with 2 or 3 in Formula 2. No, well, you only have 1, but you're with another one of your teammates. You are with 2 engineers.
Yeah.
Suddenly you're working with 30, and you have to, speak to all of them, and all of them are kind of experts in each different thing that you have on track and each different variable. So to be able to be very open-minded and speak to all of them and get all the information on board, and because there is information that you also don't really need, which is sometimes difficult to be able to say, okay, this is what really matters, and this is what would make me faster, and there is some stuff that is extra for us.
Yeah.
There is things that we hear.
There's almost too much information.
And you do that very well, I think, on focusing on the right stuff. And I wasn't at the beginning. I was like, well, for example, there were things I didn't even understand until the end, but I improved a lot on knowing what to listen and what not to so much. And luckily, also Gaetan was really good at that, at helping me to understand what yes, what no.
Yes.
But to suddenly, be working with so much people and your approach and your feedback and all that, I did learn, and I still improving. But it was very impressive since I arrived. I told James, I was like, wow, with Alex.
It's just time. It's experience more than anything. I think. And I used to write a lot of notes when I first joined F1, just to memorize or learn how to do it. But it comes, and in the end, I feel like you. From the beginning to the end, you already were making them steps.
So from Franco, what I learned was your approach, your demeanour, irrespective of the pressure that's on your shoulders, is always one that you'll give. Your heart's here, your heart's on your sleeve, and you're good with that though. Because what it means is you connect with everyone in the garage. Everyone in the garage wants you to be successful as a result of it, because you're you. You never hide that. But you never let the amount of pressure or the 10,000 Argentinians trying to break down our barriers get to you. And I learned a lot from you on that one, because there's you've got a very strong maturity for someone of your physical age, fundamentally. And from Alex, what I actually learned is when things get tough, just a few words of humour can actually change the entire team.
Yeah.
So just the right placed humour.
Sometimes not always in the right.
Correct.
Yeah.
But that's what I learned from Alex this year.
Yeah, but Alex had some, tough races in a row that you didn't finish.
Yeah.
And after each debrief, you were not happy, but you were like, okay, let's focus on the next one. And you were getting over very quickly.
Yeah.
That's really impressive.
Yeah.
How quickly he was like, okay, let's focus on the next race.
Right.
Or I saw the onboards in the race and watching this and that. It's like, if it would happen to me, I think I wouldn't. I started to learn about it, but at another point of my career, I wouldn't have been able to have that amount of, focus on the next thing, and this is in the past. Like he was putting the things that are in the past and that you cannot change very quickly behind, which was quite impressive.
We had a few of them.
Yes. No, but that's why it's so wow,
Yeah.
Hello, Williams. I'm Cesar from the Netherlands, and I'm a big fan of the team and the drivers, and I think that you're all amazing. And my question for you all is, what was the most fun moment during the F1 2024 season?
Fun. That's nice question.
Yeah.
I think the first thing I can think of is the Komatsu digger driving.
Yes,
but I don't know if that qualifies as part of it.
That's it? You have one example of fun?
Yeah, I mean, fun is, it's hard always to just have fun. I think that when I think about the car and when it's doing what you want it to do, that's fun. That's when I'm like, this is a lot of fun.
She doesn't speak about,
I know, but that's my version
she speaks
of fun.
about fun.
I know, but I'm not a fun person, so that's where I get my fun.
That's what's coming out of this now.
Exactly.
For sure in the team talks.
I think
The team talk was your funny moment.
But okay, I would say
Your ear.
yeah, but okay. For example, in I spoke about this earlier in the town hall, but Monaco was a lot of fun because we have always gone to Monaco in a Williams car. We've never ever had a car that we've been able to have confidence in and enjoy it. And then that weekend we made a few changes to the car. We were doing some changes, if you remember, in Ep.20, going backwards and forwards. And then by qualifying, we had a car that was just like
perfect.
It was on rails, and we qualified into Q3. I think we qualified P9.
Yeah.
But the lap felt amazing, just having a car connected in the streets.
Yeah.
That was really good. Yeah.
Monaco in F1 is cool, no?
Yeah.
It's really quick, I guess.
It's
Everything
quick, but it's
comes very-
easier than I think than you would realize. Yeah, I don't find Monaco that scary as a street track. I
It's
think
very slow speed, but everything has to come very quick, no? Because like between corners, it's like
Yeah.
few meters.
The good thing is like the F1 tire is quite big, and you can hit walls, and it's not like F2 where it will immediately do a toe, so you can kind of get away with it.
yeah.
That's fun.
What was your fun moment?
Depends. I don't know. I had fun on every race, but
I feel like Austin
I
was
don't know
a
the
good race.
funniest.
Like Austin, to like be able to have the mediums on at the end of the race and just start pushing.
Yes. Yeah, driving wise, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
There was fun. So the track's one bit of it, but actually the bits outside of it are brilliant. We already spoke about it. Actually, we went and drove some diggers that are massive. And a bucketful is basically almost a house full of dirt. It's brilliant. So that was really good fun.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed playing, not with Franco so much, but with just 'cause Franco
Paddle.
joined us, paddle. Yeah.
Well,
Alex
because
and I had some
you would have
very...
lost if I would
Well,
Hey.
I've played with Alex and Lily, and I would have Lily on my side. Exactly. That's what you need to know. Yeah.
I have, just so you know, I'm going on holiday tonight. I'm flying out. I have booked the paddle court every single day at the hotel. So I am coming back stronger and better than ever. Ready.
So
With Lily as well.
with Lily, yeah, good.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Oh, the
I
helicopter.
think that was more fun for you than it was for me. Though.
Yeah. I watched the video back and looked at your face and I was like, there's some other cuts, and I thought, yeah, you weren't enjoying it overly.
The scariest thing was the approach, because you still come in quite quick. It's not.
We had to go over a live circuit, so we had to come in quick on that one. Yeah.
So the speed is it's not
But
as
going down or when
going
you're
down.
landing.
Yeah.
You go down and you're not going down.
I really enjoy when they go like this quick, you know. And
You like that?
yeah. Oh yeah. When you're like.
So that's
like
how we had
this.
to take off. That's
When
why
you
you see his face.
Yeah.
Wow, this is amazing.
There's not a lot of room here.
And
to
there's
get out.
you have the
I really
electronic
like
wires.
the feeling, you know, the feeling of being like this.
I
And
don't think Alex did.
No?
No. He was fine in
wait,
flight.
the thing was good as well. Hockey, the ice hockey.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is mega slippery.
Hey! No way!
That scared me. I didn't know that was coming.
Alex, Franco, congratulations on an incredible season. Alex, you're my favourite driver of all time, and I wanted to ask you a very important question. What has been your favourite Williams racing moment from the past 3 years that you've been at the team? Thank you so much, and good luck with 2025.
Oh, it's a tough question, Rishi, and thank you for that. I would love to be able to say this year there was a highlight that topped the previous 2 years, but I still stand by last year in Canada. That was just the environment around that, because we had this upgrade, we changed the PU,
Yep.
we put a lot of pressure in a way among ourselves, against ourselves, to perform and to deliver an upgrade package that was fast forwarded earlier than where it should have been, and to deliver on the weekend of that was a really cool way to kind of, I don't know, just repay the team for all the hard work that they did.
Was there not a better moment in January of that year, do you think? Do you really think the Montreal one was the best?
January.
January, yeah. Just like a
January?
key moment in this. Just a key moment.
Did you join in January? It feels like you've been here longer than I have.
Yeah, it's only 2 years.
Yeah, it's very true.
Wow. It feels like much more. I don't know why.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's,
It does feel much more than you.
It
For
does
you as
feel
well.
it does feel a lot more for me as
I think
well.
everyone's aged. I've aged for sure. But apart from that, it's been good. I've enjoyed it. So yeah, thank you, Rishi.
So I guess more than anything, I'm obviously very few times of the year I get to join these, but I really do enjoy them every time because you get to see.
It's the first one since I am.
Yeah,
I
so that's
never
what's
did that.
enjoyable.
in
Yeah,
the-
exactly that.
By the way, they're
or the first-
more
Have they stepped
if you
up?
think I go off piece, Franco is I've been brought in to discipline the podcast. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how bad it gets?
I can see now even we haven't really got through, but you haven't spoken
Anything.
about golf once, which
No,
is
no.
a miracle.
I've answered 2 questions on that.
Two
list.
questions.
It's 4 pages.
But the main thing for me is I don't get the opportunity to do this very often, but I enjoy it every time because what you hear is really the natural character of Alex and Franco, and I get the pleasure of having this every day, and will continue to do so in that regard as well. And it is an honour, really, in that. And 24 was hard. I think we've already expressed this in a number of ways. I think you felt it at home, but it really was tough. We would pick ourselves back up as a team and go back to each race weekend wanting to fight with all our heart. But in transparency, after a lot of difficulties in the season, the end of the season was tough. We were just more than anything else just trying to build a car to get ourselves through. What I'm comforted by is that around us in the building today, around us over the next few months, and what's happened over the last 12, is we have some incredible people joining us. We're a team that is really rebuilding, and some of the infrastructure we're doing, some of the investments we're doing, are all kicking online in 25. There's a lot of good elements of the 25 car that you've both driven so far. A lot of the vices of the 24 car fixed, so quite interested to see where we end up. But it's a team that's forging forward, and as I keep really going back to 26, just really excites me. And then more than anything else, I'm surrounded by two drivers that I've said this all the way through, merit and have earned their place in a Formula 1 grid. We don't know where your future is at the moment, but it's got some positivity behind it, is what we can say. And then, that's why I'm excited. No one quite knows what the future holds, but that's the beauty of our sport.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Let's see.
Okay, thank you everyone. We're closing off the podcast for this year. I'm sure there are going to be
Don't
many
miss
more
us too much.
next year. Don't miss us too much. If you are alone and
quickly,
bored.
by the way, the carol, the singing thing, I really enjoyed that. Did you know the film? Have you seen the film?
No. No.
That's what your Christmas has to be.
Is that a misgeneration?
I will watch that.
It's a really good film.
It's in Netflix.
I don't know. I don't track it, but it must be. It's like one of the classics.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm sure we're going to do many more podcasts in the near future. Thank you all for your support. We love the comments and the questions that you guys write into us.
You really love them.
I love them.
Yeah.
I like Rishi's comment.
But why you don't read them?
These are...
You left all of them.
Okay, Franco is exposing me here. These are all questions from... This is what it looks like, by the way, if you guys want to know what's behind these seats. It's a load of rubbish. And that's written by the content team. So your questions generally are on a screen. But have a good Christmas, happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. And
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We're going to take a bit of time off to train and get ready for next year. And see you shortly.
See you guys. Thank you. Thank you for the support.